Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we have a special plan. I am going to fix my Nintendo DS. That's right, this thing goes back quite a ways. I bet it still has some, look at that, still has some juice in there. Now, if you look right here, you can see what the problem is. The bottom screen is shot there. Let me turn it back on again. When it first comes on, there's a bunch of lines. You can't really see what's going on. And then after a moment, it stops and it all turns dark. But it does still work for touches. So once this thing boots, see, it can respond to touch. So if I touch, it just did something. I guess I opened up download software via DS download play. Okay, so definitely did something, but I can't see what's going on. So to fix this, to refurbish this DS, I got this is a eBay special, China Direct. This is a replacement screen. So I'm gonna attempt to fix the screen, and as we go, I'm gonna try to clean and refurbish as best I can. But here should be the bottom screen. This is the bottom screen with digitizer. It's like the whole assembly. And it should just plug right in. And hopefully that's that. So let me open this up. I haven't actually took a peek inside here for a while. So let me see what we have to do. If I recall, this DS has some of the screws are like a special Nintendo screw. It's kind of their own DRM. So instead of being a Phillips or a flathead or a Torx or something more standard, it's a tri-wing. So we'll see about that. Now, as I refurbish this, I'm going to try to, so I'm replacing the screen. That's like the major thing. But I also have some other upgrades. I got some styluses, some styli. I got actually 2 packs of them. I spent 99 cents. I thought it was 1 pack. So now I went from having no stylus to a gazillion of them. And I've used this for playing Game Boy games primarily, but I got Pokemon Heart Gold. So hopefully that will be fun. One thing I did not get though is a battery, because I've always found this battery to be just fine. I've had no problems with it. I guess I could always get a new one in the future. There it is, just a little tiny battery. 1000 milliamp hours. Okay, so here's the first couple tri-wings. Let's see, though it looks like this one in the corner here is a Phillips. That's interesting. Is that standard on a DS? And I think that just disappeared. Oh, it's right here on my screwdriver. I thought I had immediately lost it. I was like, oh no, there it goes. So let me put these just in my tray here, and then let's switch over to, do I have a tri-wing? That would be a thing to check before I start. How am I supposed to do this project without a tri-wing? Is this a tri-wing? This looks like Phillips. Oh no, this project's going to be real short if I don't have the correct screwdriver. Let's see here. Is this a tri-wing? This looks like it might be one. Oh, there we go. That moment when you luck out having bought the correct screwdriver set. Nice. Alright, so it looks like there's 1, 2, 3. This one in the corner is another tri-wing. Take this off. Now, I will say I took this DS apart years ago to see kind of what was the matter. I had read some theories that the reason the screen flickers is because the display cables become loose, which I thought was suspicious, because I had never seriously, I had never dropped this out a window or anything crazy like that, so it hadn't really experienced any damage. But I figured, okay, what the heck? So I took it apart, and no matter how many times I remove and reinsert the display cables, it still kept having that issue. So might as well replace the whole display. It's not that difficult or costly. So, actually, I have all of these done. I bet you under these little white pads. Aha, more. So let's hang on to these white pads. I'd say white pads because it was white, but now the buttons and the pads are starting to yellow a little bit in their age. I bet I could get nice new pads. I remember when I first saw this thing, I thought it was the coolest looking handheld ever. I had a friend who had a DS. It was the first model of the DS. This is the DS Lite. They just had the Nintendo DS, and I liked the system. Like the games that were coming out for it, I thought were really cool. But the system itself, I thought looked kind of like big and kind of goofy. So when the Nintendo DS Lite came out, this one, I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, the future is now. And I got it. So, all right, now can we get this open? Oh, here comes. Looks like the bottom might just come right off. Do I have to remove the buttons first, the shoulder buttons? Why are we getting caught here? I don't want to... I'm sorry, there's one more screw to take out. Right here, where the game cartridge gets inserted. This looks like I need to switch back to Tri-Wing. There we go. Whoa, I do not want to snap this. As I was reading about the different options you have for refurbishing these, you can get replacement plastic housings for it. And one of the things people do is they'll get like the clear, like that purplish clear Game Boy, like the original Game Boy Color where you could see inside. Yeah, they make housings like that for the DS. And you can just replace the housing, which I think is pretty cool. All right, I decided against that. I don't need any of that stuff because honestly, I don't think I'm going to be playing too much DS. I mostly use this for the Game Boy games, and don't really care what it looks like so much. All right, gotta take this screw out. I should be keeping track of which ones go where. Okay, so I think that's good. I'm gonna try to keep straight in my mind. If this thing, some screws get mixed up, that's okay by me. As long as the whole thing goes back together and works. All right, let's open. Looks like the motherboard is coming out now. I'm gonna take these shoulder buttons off. The shoulder buttons have it's like a metal rod, maybe a millimeter and a half in diameter, and it has a spring on there. So you gotta be careful not to lose those. The other one already came out. Oh boy, did I already lose the... What's rocking here? Oh, that's the power one. So, did I already lose that spring? Oh no. It's alright if it did. I guess it'll be less springy. And it looks like this folds open. There we go. I suppose I don't need to touch the top screen. Is this going to just be a simple open and close? Okay, so here's the deal. This screen has a digitizer on top of it. That's what has this white bezel. So I think I need to peel this up. And so this display cable, it goes to the display. This cable right here is for the digitizer. So I think it's just glued on top. Am I gonna break anything by peeling this up? I wonder if it would be advantageous to simply disconnect. I'm gonna lift up on so the digitizer has one of those small plastic cables. One of those small, it's a ribbon cable that goes into one of those small plastic clips that latches shut. So I'm just gonna get a very small flathead screwdriver and lift up the notch of the clip to release it. So lift up, there we go. Now the cable for the digitizer is free, there we go. And then around back, again, doing my best not to break anything, I'm gonna lift up the latch on the ribbon cable for the display, and this should wiggle right out, there we go. All right, so now I have the display assembly separate from the motherboard. So now I gotta be very careful to remove the digitizer. I'm gonna look at the replacement here. Wow, it looks like the digitizer is more than just this white bezel. It's actually maybe 2 millimeters thick. So this is gonna be difficult to do. I wonder if it just, does it, oh, never mind. I was thinking in my head for a moment that I might need to grab like a heat gun or something crazy, but looks like it comes right up. I wonder if this had been done years ago, if you would have needed a heat gun. Thankfully, maybe the glue is really old or something. All right, so old one, swapping out. New one, swapping in. Now my new one has on it, over the screen, a piece of plastic, which I'm gonna peel up. The screen is now as clean as it's ever going to be. And then I'm gonna re-stick the digitizer. So first let me clean it. Ooh, actually, how do you like my DS case? This is, I think, for another game console. I think it's for the PSP, but I use it for the DS. I don't know, I got it years ago. I'm gonna clean the back side of this digitizer. And that's better. I mean, these Nintendo DS consoles are not renowned for their like incredibly sharp graphics, you know, they're just kind of they're kind of low res, but they have, you know, the same kind of charm and great games. So looking forward to it. So flip this guy around. Whoop. I believe it went on like this, and I'm gonna need to make, oh no, did I already get some dust on here? Any dust that's in there is gonna be there forever, so I gotta make sure I'm pretty careful about it. So I hate to block it with my head, but I'm going to do my best to align the digitizer on the screen. You know, get everything squared up. I think that's, is that it? Yeah, I think that's, there we go, all right. I'm gonna stick it. Use my fingers to push what's remaining of the adhesive. I guess if it was a more professional job, you would replace that, I don't know what it is, double-sided tape or glue or something, but it seems to be on there okay. Now, I gotta reassemble it, I guess. It would make sense to test it before reassembling. So I'm gonna connect the display cables back together. Then I am going to test it outside of it. So these display cables look identical, so hopefully I got the correct, I don't know, were there like different makes and models of these screens? So this goes on here like that. So let me line up the display connector. That wiggled right into place. Make sure it's seated all the way. And then I'm going to close, just with my fingernail, the tip, or the latch of the connector. And then I'm going to roll this shut so that the digitizer cable comes over. This white antenna cable is in the way. Let me move that. I'm going to get it so the screen is seated. Let me get that aligned. There we go. All right, screen is seated, motherboard is seated. this antenna cable is preventing it from resting the whole way. We get it? It doesn't feel like it's seated all the way. Or maybe that's just as far down as it goes. Here, I'm gonna open this up to inspect. Oh, yeah, can you see? The display hasn't seated all the way in the back. That's what's going on here. There we go. I had to give it a push with my finger. Alright, get the digitizer lined up. That cable's aligned. Gotta get this pesky white antenna cable keeps getting caught under the motherboard. Alright, now everything is seated well. So I'm gonna, man, the digitizer little ribbon cable is bent in such a way that it almost finds its own way back into its clip. So I'm gonna use the tip of my screwdriver here to align that. Okay, I'm gonna bring the light a little closer here so I can see. Is that in there? It looks like it is. Alright, let me close the lid, close the latch. And is that retained? It appears to be. Alright, you know, while I'm taking this apart, I see some gunk in here. Ugh. Probably go through and give this a cleaning while I'm in here. Hopefully when I put it back together it works, and that's that. I never have to come in here. But while I have it open, let me scrape away some of this nastiness. It's just some like dirt and stuff caught, I guess, between the seams of the casing. Maybe that's another reason why you'd want to get one of those casings. Not just because you can get cool different colors that are kind of unique, but you can also throw away your old nasty dirty one. Oop. Hope I didn't lose anything there. Alright. Well, it looks much better. So I'm gonna connect the, should I put the battery back in? I feel like I need the bottom case to do that. So instead, let me get out the power adapter. So here's the power adapter. This is the original power adapter I got with this thing. I should probably be a little bit more gentle with it, but I just thought that was a cool design. Alright, plug this in. Maybe take a break for a moment. Bada bing. Alright, let's plug this in. Where's the, oh, is this the power right here? Hardly recognize you. Alright, now, hands off, we're live. Alright, now, holding these together, I'm going to turn on the power. Oh, no power. I think it's not because it's plugged in, I think it's because it needs its battery, which is problematic, because if it doesn't work, then I have to disassemble it again. But if that's what we gotta do, that's what we gotta do. So I'm gonna make sure this whole thing squeezes together. It looks like I have to route this white antenna wire underneath the power connector. Is that correct? My statement correct? Yeah, that seems to be how it's supposed to be routed. There we go. That fits in there. And the antenna is still attached, so that's good. Alright, let me start putting this guy back together. Where did I? Alright, so now reassembly. Or could I just hold the battery so it makes contact? It looks like it just sits in there like, yeah, it can only go in one way. These these gold contacts right here touch the gold contacts of the battery, and I don't see another way how it could go in, so it must be, that must be the correct polarity. All right, so open this up. Oh, we have light. Oh my gosh, and look at the bottom screen. Before you begin, you must adjust the system settings. Looks like the bottom screen is working. Nice. So I'm gonna power this off. I feel confident to reassemble it. That did not take as long as I thought this was going to. I thought this was gonna be a whole drawn out process, but I got this done in no time. So now let's reassemble. Starting, I'm gonna try to do this in reverse order of how I took it apart. So let me do this one. This is the tri-wing screw right above the where the cartridge goes in. This was the one I almost broke when I took it out. Oh, try to use my magnet tip here. This screw is not very deep, like where the screwdriver, the little cuts on the top of the screw where the screwdriver goes in, are not very deep, so it's hard to align this. Come on. In we go. There we go. And almost. Oops. I'm gonna get this. You know what I think I need? I think I need a sip of tea. Okay. And in we go. Alright, I got the tip in. Now I just need to screw this in. No! What am I doing? Oi, oi. That doesn't go on until the back casing goes on. What am I doing? What am I doing? Which means I have to put the... I hope no one was watching and they're like, what are you doing? Alright, let me reassemble the... So there were two screws that were holding the motherboard down. That was these little guys. I think it was these. These little Phillips head screwdrivers. These little Phillips head screws. So let me switch back over and attach these. All right, fits like a glove. Beautiful. Oh wait, that goes right here. Nope, I had the first one right. And in we go. There we go. Nice. Now that everything's held together, I think I'm ready to put the back casing on. But before I do, let me take the opportunity to scrape off some of this dirt. Scrape some of that out. Ugh. Let me actually use my flathead screwdriver for this. There we go. Nasty. You know, I wonder if what I'm scraping up here is not so much dirt getting stuck in here as it is glue. You know, like they had used, when this thing was originally assembled, it was glued together. That was like part of the process. And then after a while, after the glue gets really old, dirt just kind of collects on it. So really what I'm scraping up is dirty glue, because it does seem to be sticky. I never dropped this in like a, I don't know, never played it while eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something like that. So, well, maybe it is just my grubby kid hands. I mean, I got this when, I think it was like 2008, I want to say, when I first got this thing. Was it 2008? No, it was earlier than that, 2006? I don't know. I remember I got this used. This was, I just had to have one. Had to have one of these things. So I tried to save up my money for it. But they were, really expensive. I think they were like $150. And for a little kid, that's a lot of money. So what I did is I ended up getting it used from GameStop. I remember the very first, I showed up, I bought the thing, and there was this game I wanted for it, Aragon. Oh my gosh, it blew my mind because I'd come from a Game Boy Advanced, which had solid games, but graphics-wise, going from Game Boy Advance to this thing was mind-blowing. It was so cool. So I was pretty stoked to get it. But very short after I had it, the bottom screen broke, so I was kind of limited to playing Game Boys. And in fact, unfortunately, I gave away all my DS games that I had to my younger cousin, who liked them at the time, but he ended up actually trading them into GameStop, which is kind of a bummer. Anyways, I'm gonna put the shoulder button on. That's no problem. It looks like the other shoulder button, unfortunately, that spring is nowhere to be found. So I guess we're gonna have a loose shoulder button. Unless, did the spring just fall out, or was that something that was lost last time I disassembled that? I'm gonna go with that. It's unfortunate, but sometimes that's how it is. Is it on my lap? No. Oh well. Alright, so shoulder button's back on. Bottom case should just drop right on top. There we go. We need to make sure the pins holding the shoulder buttons get stuck in there. It looks like the spring on the right shoulder button. Oh no, I just misaligned it. Oh, did I just realign it? Maybe? Is that snapped in there? I guess now I need to put the screws back in. So if I recall, this is the one I mistakenly started to put back. This goes right here where the cartridge comes out. I wonder why I was having so much difficulty inserting that, almost as if what I was supposed to be screwing into was missing. Whoops. So here goes. It is still hard to align. Try to pick it up with my magnetic tip. There we go. And it just rests right in there. There we go. Seal that shut. Now I just need to put in these other two screws. Well, there's three of them actually. 1, 2, and 3. Those are the 3 tri-wings, I believe. So that one. Did the tri-wings go here, or did they go here and here? That tri-wing came out. I feel like this. Hang on. I'm looking with my eyes right here, and it looks like there's another screw dropped in there, which I am missing. So let me take this out. I don't know why that's. Oops. There we go. This screw was caught inside there. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine having a screw bopping around inside there? Every time you go like this, it shorts something different out. Oof. Yeah, I always gotta make sure every screw is accounted for. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, is when you take something apart, put it back together, and you have like leftover screws. You're like, why do I have all these leftover screws? Right? Like, they all came from somewhere. They should have all gone back somewhere. And, oh my gosh, it bothers me. All right. So, almost finished. That screw goes there. It looks like I have 2 more screws. These front ones, which I guess are Phillips head. Okay. I could have swore the well, oh well. As long as the whole thing goes back together, right? Alright, this Phillips head in, and Phillips head in. Nobody's coming out here? Alright, so now these little feeties can go back on. Alright. Again, a more professional refurbishment would probably re-glue those, but yeah, I'm not about to do that. Let's put the battery door tray back on here. Looks like it's a Phillips. And shoulder buttons feel okay. Yeah, you can tell the left one sits a little lower, but they still feel pretty good. Let's see here. Aha! It works! Let's see. Before you begin, you must adjust the system settings. Please touch the touchscreen. Let me get out one of my new stylus. I guess I need to open these. I don't have anything to open them with. So I'll have to try to... Oh, there we go. I'm going to take out the white one, because that's what would have come in here. Oh, it still fits. That's really nice. All right. Let's see. Before you begin, you must adjust system settings. Please touch the touchscreen. Here we go. Enter your nickname. I guess I'll say J-O-E. A. Oh. Deleted one. Oh, how do I... Oh, I guess I gotta go down to confirm. Username saved. I know that's a real exciting username. Choose my color. Oh, golly. Blue is nice. I think I'll go with the default color. Color saved. Enter today's date. Today is January 3rd. Ooh, was this 2000? That's what it thought. 2018. Holy moly. Futures today. Date saved. The hour. It's a good question. It is 7:45. 7:65. So 15:45. Ding, 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 ding. 45. All right, time setting saved. What? Oh, enter my birthday. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that for now. I wonder if it's would have told me happy birthday. In order for the new settings to take effect, you must restart your system. Okay. Got that. Oh, and then I restart it. Nice. Oh, yes! So I got this. This is working. So it says no DS card and no game pack. So I never got a chance to play any of the Pokemon games on the DS. Like I said, I played Aragon, which is not in the top 100. And then my bottom screen broke, so I never got the chance. But now that I'm a grown adult, I was able to refurbish this and maybe get down to business playing some of the ones I missed. So let's start with Pokemon Heart Gold. Oh man. This is going to be so much fun. Okay, so this took a lot less time than I thought it was going to take, but it obviously is working. So I am going to, I'm going to go play some Pokemon, and maybe next week I'll fix something else that's a little bit more exciting. Maybe something that will take me a bit more time, or instead I'll just be playing Pokemon. Either way, until then, have a good night.